All right. Welcome to the Dark Mushroom Media podcast. Tonight we are joined by myself, Jose, up on the top left, maybe Tim, and on the top right, Palmer. I'm not getting alive. All right. All right. As usual, Tim, you got our topics for the evening.
I do. What do you guys want to start with? Deus Ex, Killing Floor, Diablo. There's actually a lot
Uh,
of shit on the docket.
let's start with Deus Ex. I feel like that's the easiest thing to jump into right off the
That's
bat.
true. Deus Ex, new game by the name of Mankind Divided, was leaked and then announced. I think wasn't it leaked like earlier today and then announced later today. And it came out with a trailer. Looks pretty cool. Slated for next year, unless I'm mistaken. I'm very, very happy with this because I've been a fan of the Deus Ex series for a while, and I thought Human Revolution was fucking great. I thought the shitty mobile game they came out with last Deus Ex
You
game,
did review that too, didn't
I
you?
did, yeah. It
I
was
remember you reviewing that. That was
completely fucking garbage. I think I gave it a 32, and that was just because it had Deus Ex in the title. I got 30 points. I
Yeah.
got 2 points for
No,
actual
30.
gameplay.
thir-
30 points for
32
the
out
name.
of
That's
10.
it.
32
Out of how
out
many
of 10.
possible points?
Out of 100.
Hmm.
I think that is literally garbage tier. Like if you look that shit up on Metacritic, it's just garbage tier.
Sucks. I
Yeah,
never
that game
got
looked-
into that
that game
series.
Go ahead, dude. What did you say?
Did you say you're not familiar with the series?
No, no, not at all. Except by name and by meme.
Ah, of course. Didn't ask for this.
Did you not play? Did you not play Human Revolution?
Mm-mm.
We have to also keep in mind it goes back to well, I mean the first Deus Ex game came out in '99, I want to say, which was really fucking good. Second game, a year or two later, was pretty fucking terrible, and then Human Revolution, which was amazing and was hailed as such.
Trophies were awful.
Yeah, I was under the impression for apparently forever that Palmer hated Human Revolution. I talked to him today because I mentioned we were going to be talking about the new Deus Ex game, and I was like, "Why the fuck did you hate that game again?" He said, "Oh, the fucking trophies or achievements if you're unfamiliar with PlayStation stuff."
Awful trophies. I there's no part of me that wants to play that game stealth. And there's a trophy for not killing anybody, and that's not gonna happen for me. Like that's so boring to me.
That's kind of commonplace at this point, though. Like I think Dishonored had that.
Yeah, that's why I had a problem with Dishonored, Tim.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I didn't finish Dishonored, Tim. I told you.
Shithead.
I told you, man. Those fuck those. Like
Be the most amazing game ever, but if it has
Like-
shitty achievements
like,
or trophies, just get the fuck out.
yeah, well, like the other thing is like I don't mind there being some sort of like stealth element. Yeah, all right. Like I like to play stealth as long as I possibly can and make it through as far as far through the level as possible. But like if like shit goes down and like I need to go guns blazing, I don't want to be punished for it. And that trophy
Well, you're not
punishes you.
punished for
That
it. It's just a
trophy
trophy.
punishes you.
That's why I like Deus
I
Ex.
really
You
wanted
could-
to
you
go
could
for the
do shit
platinum
like
in that.
You can like one hour of the game be like, I'm just gonna fucking rickroll everything, and then the next hour be like, I'm gonna play it stealth.
Yeah.
That's one of
Yeah.
that's the beauty.
Well,
Does
of
it
it.
not
Dishonored
let you, like,
actually-
go back a save? like,
You
reload?
can, but I don't want to do that. Fuck that. Like, I
Yeah,
just want to play through
yeah,
the goddamn game. But like Dishonored, like actively punished you for that, which is another reason I fucking hated that game. But anyways, yeah, I never finished either of those games because of that trophy.
Really?
Never finished either of those games. I got it on PC and I was like, all right, I'm gonna finally play through this because I'm not gonna give a shit about the fucking trophies or achievements, I guess. And just never got around to it.
It's been on my like Steam wish list since I got Steam, since
can,
like
like,
I signed up, but like I yet to like pick up those games and play them.
You
That
can pick
probably
them up
means
for,
the
like,
version you put on your
$5
wish
now.
list isn't even available anymore because all I have is the director's cut.
Oh, oh
That's how long you've been lusting after that game, apparently.
my god!
I don't know.
But yeah.
I'm really excited. The trailer, watched it just before we started up the cast. I'd read articles about it, but I didn't have an opportunity to watch the trailer. It was a fucking cool trailer. I mean, granted, it's all CGI. There's no in-game footage, so
Yeah, but I mean, it is year and a half out or something. So
I'm sure we're gonna start seeing footage for that a lot sooner than people think. I mean, especially if they really do mean it when they say that that game's only a year away. Like, we're gonna have to start seeing stuff soon.
And you have to keep in mind, Human Revolution looked good, but for the time, it wasn't terribly amazing. It looked good, but it wasn't, something along the lines of like a Battlefield title or a Crisis title or something that kind of set the par for graphics or anywhere near that, honestly. But again, did look good.
Yeah. Well,
like, it still holds up today, I think.
Yeah, it does.
The director's
It holds
cut
up pretty
anyway.
well. It holds up pretty well.
Yeah.
It does.
But I really like the Deus Ex series because, as we were just talking about, you can play the game how you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You can stealth it, you can go loud, you can go in between. God, I haven't played it in so long, but there's just so many different ways to play the game. It's not as black and white as my shitty explanation, but it's a very fun game, and I'm very much looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting seeing what they do with that. If they, like, the first one, not to say it wasn't fluid or anything, but like sometimes like the controls were like jerky, especially on console. Like if you wanted to do like powers and stuff like that.
Well, you're talking about Human Revolution,
right. So I'm hoping like the trailer for the new one is really fluid. Like the combat's like seamless. Like they're really like shifting between like powers and shifting between like their modifications like seamlessly. So I'm hoping that like somehow they manage to capture that experience with the gameplay itself, because like at least for in terms of my imagination, the bar of expectations is set pretty high in terms of combat based on that trailer alone. So I'm hoping they manage to pull something out of that and manage to make something that seems as fluid as the rest of these things. So looks good to me. I'm excited. Count me in.
Yeah, that's something I no real hesitation about pre-ordering or anything when that time comes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a fan of the franchise.
Franchise, yes, not necessarily the developer.
Square Enix, yeah. I mean, to be fair, they do put out good games. They just have shitty business practices with other certain games. So.
Yeah, true.
But they do put out good games from time to time. Like you can't really dispute that.
Yeah. All right, what else do we have?
Let's do Killing Floor, which you were just playing.
Oh man, yeah.
We talked about it the last cast how it was coming out very soon, and apparently it's coming out in just under 2 weeks.
Yep.
It's going to be early access, and it's going to be at a $30 price point, which really surprised me. I was honestly expecting something along the lines of like $50 or something, just because Killing Floor grew just such popularity in recent years that they could probably do that. But no, they're sticking with a $30 price point. It's early access. The price is that's going to be the full retail price too. It's not like a get in early bird special kind of bullshit thing. But looks fucking amazing. I was watching you play it, some other people play it earlier today. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be a while before any of my mods start popping on, I think. But yeah, it's something we've all three of us have put a decent amount of hours into, and I'm pretty sure all of us will be picking that up day one.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. I have to say right off the bat, like after I've been playing that game for about 2 hours or so now, I have to say right off the bat, graphically, that game looks much, much better than the screenshots do it justice. Like, watching that game in motion is a beautiful thing. Like, every piece of gore that I have seen is just like so perfectly hashed out. Like, all the dismemberment's done so well. Like the head effects, like especially when you get the bullet time effect, and everything slows down. Like watching their heads explode and their eyes just go flying out of like just this mound of gore is so well done. It's so well done. All the guns feel really good. But the thing that really, really impressed me was the way melee combat was handled. It's really, really, really well done. And like I said, that dismemberment is really satisfying. So I mean, it's great. Like I am definitely picking it up day one. I strongly recommend it to everybody. I think the beta that they have running is going through this until the 16th. So like a lot of people were asking me about like where you can get keys and stuff. Unfortunately, you can't get them right now, but I would be very surprised if they didn't at some point do some sort of like server stress test and start like just unleashing the floodgates on beta keys for that.
Yeah, I can see them doing that.
Just because that seems to be kind of the trend lately, is just to kind of let as many people play it as possible before.
That was also
out.
why they didn't release it earlier this month, because they were having multiplayer issues. So to kind of fucking shit on the servers before the game actually launches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, because I mean the game's population right now is really not very high. It was unless you use like the new, and mind you, it is very well done, the new quick match feature that they've implemented. Like, it is kind of hard to get people to join your game. So I mean, as of right now, the player base is pretty small. Obviously, that won't be a problem when the game comes out. But the one thing that I did notice that's going on that's kind of interesting, which I'm totally letting slide because obviously it's not even in early access yet. But when I connect to servers, sometimes it would just kind of the screen wouldn't shift at all, and then I wouldn't be able to join games for, I don't know, like 60, 70 seconds, and then all of a sudden the game would say you've been disconnected from the server. So I don't know if it was just because like I would be trying to connect to servers that it was just timing out on, and there hasn't been something put in place to kind of deal with timeouts, which I'm sure will get addressed, in the future. But that was a bit of a problem. So like finally, when I got into a server that was running and it had a lot of people in it, I ended up just staying there the entire time because I didn't want to deal with having to stare at a screen for another 70 seconds waiting to disconnect from some faulty server. So hopefully whatever that is causing that issue will get fixed. I'm sure it will.
It's probably just day one. Like, this is day one for the public testing out the game, so it's probably a server thing.
Yeah, so it's really good. Like I said, when I got in games, it was such a good experience. It plays just like Killing Floor 1, just a little more polished. Everything feels a little smoother. The aiming feels better. It's a lot more pinpoint, I think, than the first one was.
Same enemies?
Yeah, same types of enemies. Some of them have been redesigned a little bit. I can't remember like the names for specific ones aside from like the Flesh Pound and stuff, but like the Screaming one, I guess she might just be a screamer. I don't know.
I think it's Witch, maybe. I don't know.
Banshee?
No, that was from.
I think it might have been the Banshee. That might have been it.
Maybe it was. Maybe. She looks a little different. The ones that cloak, they look a little different also, and their attack set's completely different. They're more like fucking ninjas now. They come up and just like try to like, I don't know, spin kick you or something. And I mean, like a few of them have been kind of redone. The boss level is completely different. Rather than having to deal with any other like additional mobs, you just take on the boss, and they're much harder than they were on normal in the first one. You could just get like an AA-12 in the first one and just go to town on a boss on normal mode, and it would be like pretty easy. In this one, there is a significant difficulty spike between like the 5th wave and all the way to the end. It's really easy to get killed. Flesh Pounds deal, at least they seem to deal a lot more damage in this one. If you aggro Flesh Pound when your team's not ready for it, it will kill everybody in a heartbeat.
Well, that was kind of the case in the first too.
No, it's more so the case. You'll see when you finally get a chance to play it. But yeah, they're a lot tougher now. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it plays very similar. The classes are different. I mean, you still have a medic, you still have commando, but there's no sniper yet. There's a berserker, and there's it's support. Support was in the first one too, though. So yeah, there's one different class. Like, they said that this is just kind of the base. I think they said all in all there's supposed to be 7 classes once the game's ready for complete release. So I'm got my fingers crossed for a sniper class because that was my favorite one in the.
I'm sure it's bound to happen.
Yeah, it's got to happen.
It's going to.
But yeah, all the ones that are there now play really, really well. Really, really well. So it's cool. There's more skin customization, and they've got actually a pretty good amount of skins in the game already.
I actually... No, go ahead.
Well, going back to your point about commending them for making or keeping it at a $30 price point, I think Tripwire does pretty well with DLC for this game. At least they seem to get like a bunch of packs out there, and they're always really well done. There's some that are just kind of dumb that you don't want, but that doesn't make them any less well done.
Yeah, and a lot of the later packs for the late and like recent years for that game, they've been community, like mod made packs by the community.
Yeah, exactly.
Tripwire splits that with the mods, and they're really good about that shit too.
So I mean, they've got a pretty good, I guess, setup for the way they handle Killing Floor, which is why I'm sure they continue that $30 price point, because it's just easier for people to get in and then continue to buy DLC. And I'm not normally, I think we'd be shitting all over a model like that, but Tripwire handles it pretty well, and they have
it's all cosmetic.
Yeah,
like,
they have a lot of
no problem with
sales
that.
and stuff too. So you can always, like, if you just wait, like, they're inevitably, if there's a holiday sale, their skin packs are on sale. So I mean, good for them on keeping it at that price point. I think they have a good model for it. So
I actually already own a piece of DLC for that game.
for Killing Floor 2,
Yeah, about a year back, PC Gamer did a thing with them. I think it was the May issue last year. It was like they weren't on the cover, but it came with a Mr. Foster skin code for Killing Floor 2, which I have on my account. So when I get Killing Floor, I'll already have like a super exclusive elite skin that I will totally like show off and tell everyone they're in dub because they don't have it. It'll be great. But like a year prior to me playing this game, I've already bought a piece of DLC from them. So
yeah.
that's kind of hilarious and ironic considering my stance on most DLC.
The other thing is the levels are really, really well done. There's a new level that takes place mostly outside in the snow, and it's so great. There's something so satisfying about like it being so serene and white, and then after a wave of Zeds move through, it's just blood pools all over the snow. It's fucking fantastic.
Is there still a focus on like welding doors or?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, support's still in there. I think they actually supports and medics play a much bigger role in the later waves. Like you've got to have at least one good medic like to keep you alive, because that game really does have a pretty decent difficulty spike. I think. Yeah, the other thing to commend it for is that fucking soundtrack is great. It's fucking fantastic, dude. It's nothing but death metal and like really atmospheric fucking like trance music.
Trance.
Yeah, it's like that's probably not the right word for it, but
electronic music rather.
Well, yeah, it's electronic music. But yeah, it's really awesome, and you can choose whether or not you want the lyrics on. So like the death metal songs, you can have the lyrics playing or not. And it's really cool because like you get to hear just the instrumental versions of some. Like they have like fucking Demon Hunter and god damn, who else? Impending Doom. And like just random other shit, dude. And it's great just listening to these tracks, and it fits so well with the atmosphere of that game. It's great. I'm really, really interested in seeing how people react to it. I kept asking my Twitch viewers tonight whether or not they were digging the soundtrack, because I think it's going to be interesting seeing how people react to like getting death metal blasted in their face whenever they play this game, unless they turn off the audio. So I don't know, it'll be interesting.
Well, for veterans of the first game, it won't really be anything new. It wasn't so much death metal, just kind of like stupid, grindy. Yeah.
Power chords.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like in this one, it's actual songs. So like that's kind of more the part that interests me. So I mean, like I don't know, it's interesting.
It's Killing Floor.
Yeah, it's Killing Floor.
Enough said.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's fucking Killing Floor, wholly and completely. So that game's gonna be great when it's fully released. I can't wait for there to be a huge community behind that, so I can actually find games with no problem. And for the modding community to get their hands on it, man. Like, and the other thing that really excites me is seeing what they do with them or this game for the holidays.
Summertime and winter and Christmas events and Halloween, whatnot.
Yeah. Because I mean, they did really well with the first one, so I mean, I think their creature skins could be stellar for holiday shit if they handled it right.
Yeah, and it's something they've been doing that for the first Killing Floor for fucking 5-6 years now. So they have a very well vetted history of doing events and doing them properly and making it fun.
They've got it down 100%. Like that game is everything that they've been promising So it's just a lot of fun to play.
Oh, they also made sure, like in many interviews, and I think even on the Steam page, they're saying like, look, this game is just about done. We're just kind of fine tuning it and adding classes and doing little things like that. Like they wanted the game to be in a very presentable state before they put it in early access, because they're Tripwire and they're just lovely developers like that.
Yeah, hey, I have no problem with it. I have absolutely no problem with it at all. If there's anybody that I trust, any studio that I trust, it's they're amongst the top, if not at it. You know, they're definitely top 5.
Yeah, yeah, they might be my top developer, honestly, but they just have a good history. So
Yeah, they're
they
great.
make good games and they're good. They listen to their community and they give back and whatnot. So it's just it's a game I've been looking forward to for quite some time. Like I said, I bought DLC for it a year ago. So now that it's only less than 2 weeks away, I'm going to be dumping a shitload of time into that.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, man. I really am. Jose, I would expect you're probably in on that too, so.
Yeah, it's probably good that I'm obsessed with depth right now, because I'll be
Get
obsessed.
it out of your
Killing Floor.
system before Killing Floor.
Yeah. You've been playing a lot of that. Do you still feel as good as you did previously about depth? Does it still have you hook, line, and sinker if it were?
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it works really well for what the type of game it is. You know, maps aren't too big. The sharks and the divers aren't like too hard to learn. No, they just, you know, they just got it right, and it's pretty fun. But I can already see that the initial burst of, like, you know, people that bought the game because of like a deal, it's starting to like diminish. It's been
Weighing
getting
down.
Yeah, it's like harder to find games where, like, I was playing with a friend and we both wanted to be sharks, and it like took way longer to find an empty lobby with only 2 people that wanted to play sharks. But yeah, I mean, it's and a lot of like I guess the noobs, I guess, like, that are over the game stop playing, and now it's just like pros. So like it's starting to get a little more
That's
challenging.
what always happens, man. That's what always happens. Whenever those sales.
Yeah, it's still pretty fun.
Well, cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it. What else do we have on there? I know we had Diablo 3 on the list too.
All right, well, let's just head in that direction. Diablo 3, big patch. I didn't know this patch was coming out. Big patch. The big thing about it to me is the health potion thing, where basically, if I'm not mistaken, you basically have just free health potions aside from the new legendary ones they're rolling out, which restore you for 60% of your maximum health. Saves. I like that. It saves a little bit of grief just having to buy 99 potions at a time, because you're going to be doing riff runs or something for the next 8 hours. So I'm okay with that.
Did they get rid of the like the health orbs that enemies drop?
No, those are still in there.
Still there.
Sure.
Those aren't necessarily potions. They're more pickup potion. I don't know. They're more pickup potions. They're not
like potions are like more like to be used like every once in a while, like in emergencies, because you can only use them once every like 30 seconds or so. Whereas the health orbs, drop, and they're supposed to be what kind of like keeps you going. So like the potions have more of that, like, holy shit, like I really need to gain life at this moment, like, purpose than anything else.
Right. No, I only brought that up because the article wasn't very clear on why they added infinite potion. I think
it was something that was it honestly, like, it gets to the point where, like, once you hit, like, once you're playing Torment 2 pretty much and your character's level 70, you have like a full stack of health potions. Like, I've never been short on health potions once you reach that point in the game. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like, what's the point of even having them if they're going to drop constantly anyways, and I really don't need them anymore. It's that's really what it comes down to. So I mean, honestly, it's just they're getting rid of an unnecessary nuance to the game. That's all. Really, what excites me is the new treasure goblins, and what they're doing with
three
some
new
of
ones,
the
apparently.
Yeah, three new treasure goblins, and what they're doing with the with some of the legendary set revamps. I haven't had a chance to really look into that in detail, but that is definitely something that I'm going to have to check out. And apparently they're adding 3 new sets, one for the wizard. Who else? The barbarian and
Is the witch doctor?
Demon Hunter?
Is it
demon hunter.
Yeah, I believe so.
Wizard, demon hunter, and barbarian.
Yeah, was okay. So yeah, demon hunter. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what they do with those. I like the fact that Blizzard is just releasing this stuff and not charging people for it, which is pretty cool in my book.
Foreign to them.
And I hope they continue that. I hope they continue kind of doing that kind of thing. I know they've been doing it sort of in terms of like there's seasonal stuff that you can only get from playing like the seasonal ladder. So I know they've been doing it that way, but it's good for them to get on them to be releasing new sets and powering up old ones, to make them a little more viable and add some depth to the gameplay. Because I mean, some of those sets completely can change the way you should play your character, depending on like how much bonus damage they do to certain elemental effects. So I mean, it's good. I'm glad. I'm definitely gonna have to hop on it. That's one of those games that I'll play just voraciously for a 3 or 4 day period and just exhaust myself on it because I realize I put like 40 hours into it in 4 days and just stop playing it for 3 months.
Yeah, and then you come back and revisit it.
Yeah, and then I come back and I do the same thing all over again. I don't know. That's just how I am with ARPGs, I guess. Yeah, I will definitely be checking it out. So yeah, it's cool. Looking forward to it.
While there's a break in the flow, someone in chat, man behind the mask, wants to know what our favorite Lantern Corp is.
Where's Arash when you need him? Man?
That's I'm almost half convinced it's him.
It could be, man. I don't know. Honestly, I've never been a huge Green Lantern fan, so I don't know a whole lot about the lore behind it. I know there's like
Power rings, lanterns,
yeah.
Some little blue men,
and that yellow light is
the yellow.
So he can't affect.
Yeah, it's Sinestro stuff. I don't
they
really know a
introduced
lot about
a bunch of new like they're what is there? There's red, yellow, blue, but they added like the whole color spectrum in like recent years. And I think if I remember right, red was like kind of the aggro one. Rage, that was it. Yeah. So,
isn't some incarnation of the Green Lantern like openly homosexual or something to that effect? Remember there was, in air quotes, controversy around that a few years back.
that I can remember.
I don't know.
I read Lantern for a while, but this was like 15 years ago, so I'm pretty out of the goddamn loop.
All right, well, if that's true, good on DC. But for everything else, Marvel, uber alles.
Yeah.
DC has some... What's DC have? DC has the Demon, which I really like. Merlin-esque. But anyway, okay, he's explaining all the Lantern factions to us and what they represent. Yeah, Green Lanterns are the willpower, Red Lanterns are the rage, Yellow is fear, which is like Sinestro and his boys.
Yeah,
Blue
yeah.
Lanterns are hope. And then I think there's like Promise or something. I don't know. Talking about Lantern factions, boys. I don't know how we got here.
It sounds like it's like turning into Captain Planet.
Blue one. That's awesome.
You're all about the hope, Jose?
Yeah.
The hope. Yeah, dude. You gotta keep hope alive, man.
All about that rage.
All
The
about
redness.
that rage. About that rage.
Wait, what's pink?
Purple's commission? What?
Yeah, makes sense.
It's what?
It doesn't make sense at all.
Commission, like getting paid for service.
Yeah, getting paid for stuff. they're a sect of middlemen.
Pink Lantern
Lanterns
love.
are love. Pink Lanterns are love.
I call love. I call pink.
You're ditching the blue ones already?
Mm-hmm.
You were just so... You were
Hope is
hooked
dead.
up. Oh,
Hope is dead.
Love is love. Love is life.
all right, then.
I just don't even know, man.
I do love interacting with chat.
Oh God.
All right, let's get off the lanterns and back onto gaming.
All right.
Is anything wrong with the lanterns? What else do we got? Oh,
Is
quick little.
Diablo 3 for 360 just completely abandoned by like Blizzard?
I
You guys
wouldn't.
know it?
Yeah, pretty much the old versions are.
Yeah, it's just console gaming. It's much harder to update, especially major updates. Whereas PC, you can just fucking throw it up there. Especially Blizzard, they fucking have their own client. I'm sure it doesn't cost them anything like it would, on Steam. Actually, I don't think it costs anything on Steam either. I don't know. I'm kind of talking out of my ass. But yes, it's much easier to patch things and add updates and content on PC than console. So I don't imagine they haven't added any of these big updates in recent years, unless Palmer can correct me on that.
I mean, they're keeping the PS4 and Xbox One's versions up to date with the PC versions. So
Are they?
Yeah, they'll be.
Okay.
They've promised that they'll support it for the lifespan. So, they're doing it on Xbox One and PS4. I'm pretty sure they're not doing that with the PS3 and 360 versions.
That expansion with like Death that came out for 360 too, right?
Yeah, it did, but they're not
They did like
supporting
a Game
it.
of the Year thing, didn't they?
I'm pretty sure they said they weren't patching that one. It's just the Xbox One and the PS4 versions. So yeah, I know they're still supporting it on those consoles, but as far as that stuff goes, I don't know. And like when you bought that on PS4 or Xbox One, you purchased like the full game. They just charged you for the full game. So they didn't treat it kind of like the expansion tiers like the PC has. They just considered Reaper of Souls like a whole separate game.
Oh. Console gaming.
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't stop me from doing it. That platinum trophy. I was in, man. I'm actually tempted to buy it on PS3 because I saw it for $15 the other day, so I can get the platinum on that too.
Fuck, dude. That's just sickening.
I'm in. I don't know. There's just like it's the type of game that you can sit there like and play in your bed while staring at a TV screen while you're trying to fall asleep.
You have it on 2 other platforms. You don't need it on a 3rd for trophies, sir.
Ah, dude, $15 for a platinum. That's reasonable.
Oh
reasonable.
That's nothing reasonable about that.
It's just reasonable. Whatever, dude. There was a point where you gave way too many shits about your gamer score.
Yeah, but I didn't buy 3 fucking copies of the game. I just bought the one. I called it a day, Palmer.
It's not. You played some seriously shit games though.
Oh god, dude, gee, yes, yes.
So consider that like treat that like me paying for shit games.
Well, it's a different monster. You've already owned the game.
Whatever, dude.
And you already own it on the newer incarnation of PlayStation.
That's the great thing about Diablo, dude. Is that game is inherently repetitive, so I don't mind playing it again. Plus, man, platinum trophies, dude. That's where it's at.
No one is right in this conversation. I think we can agree on that.
No, dude, I am right. You are wrong. That's where it stands.
The latest Diablo 2 patch was released in 2011. All right.
Well, I could have really was it that long ago? I thought they released something in like 2012 or 2013.
Oh.
I don't know.
Last patch I remember them putting out was the patch that got rid of your character if you didn't log in for 60 days back in like 2007 or 8, which really annoyed me.
That Rust Storm thing. Yeah, there was a period of time though where I did log in once every 30 days. Even though I'd stopped playing that game, I didn't want to lose my characters, and then I either forgot or stopped giving a shit, or probably just stopped giving a shit and then forgot. So I'm sure it's been it's sure as shit been more than 30 days since I've last logged into Diablo 2. Oh man, that was another game I played way too much of. Oh look, you can see a dog. Now it's gone.
Yeah?
Now it's gone. Bye, dog.
I've been waiting for someone in chat to bring this up since we started doing this. What do you guys think about Fallout? Personally, I have been playing Fallout since '98.
Wait, somebody in chat asked this question?
Yes.
Okay, alright.
I swear,
Yeah,
I didn't bring this up.
Fallout.
Yeah, I am all about Fallout. I've been playing that game since 98, 97, 98, I think, because I got Fallout a little bit after the first one came out. Fucking love it. The first trilogy was amazing. Fallout 3, probably one of definitely one of my top games of all time. I don't know if it's my top, might be. Especially because it takes place in all of ours backyards, like in DC. You can actually go to Falls Church and
yeah, that is really
so
cool that the East
Maryland.
Falls Church Metro is on there, and like
the great thing about that is the first time you pop up in the East Falls Church Metro, there's just super mutants and Brotherhood of Steel just shooting the shit out of each other. Man, it feels like home.
oh god, yeah. I didn't start on Fallout until what was it? Brotherhood of Steel. The
Shitty console game.
No,
The top-down shooter. Oh, then you're thinking Tactics.
yeah, Tactics. Yeah. So I didn't get started on Fallout until Tactics came around, and I love Tactics so much that I went back and played the first two. Well, that's not true. I played 3/4 of the first one and probably halfway through the second one. But I've played
trophies weren't good enough for you.
Yeah, trophies just weren't there, and I wasn't interested. No, I think what distracted me was Warcraft. Actually, I think Warcraft 3 came out when I started playing those. Think I remember correctly. It was either Warcraft 2 or Warcraft 3. Maybe it was StarCraft. I don't know. Something from Blizzard came out when I finally got around.
Warcraft 3. That'd be the only timeline wise. That'd be the only thing that would make sense.
Well, I didn't get Tactics like when it first came out. Like
yeah,
I didn't get Tactics.
2000. That's what I'm saying. It'd make more sense.
Okay, then yeah, probably Warcraft 3 then. But yeah, I didn't start playing Tactics until like a couple years after it came out. I don't think. So I think it was Warcraft 3 that came out, and then just kind of took me away from Fallout 1 and 2. The other thing was like it was at that point in time it was hard for me to find a copy of
any of those games.
Yeah, well, any of those games, and the one copy of Fallout. I think it was the first one. I had to like scour the fucking internet for a fucking like user-made patch so I could get it to run correctly. So I mean, it was an interesting time. Things were not as easy back then.
Yeah, I like 2005. I want to say I could not find a copy of Tactics when I really fucking wanted it. So I ordered basically like a knockoff like version from Greece, if I remember right, and it ran me like fucking $50 when all said and done. Took like a month to get to me. There's all this weird fucking Greek writing on it. I don't understand anything. It's clearly like just some dude like ripped this in his basement and produced thousands of copies of it, but it worked. I was happy. Like the first 3 Fallout games, I have physical versions of them. I have them on Steam. I have them on GOG. Like that's a game I have on 5 different platforms or 5 different versions of, I think.
So then what's the issue, man? Let me have Diablo, okay?
Chat's asking about New Vegas. I really like New Vegas. I liked Fallout 3 better personally, just because it kind of took place in my backyard and it was just a fucking amazing game. But I think Vegas really improved on a lot of things Fallout 3 did or wanted to do, like with gun mods and different types of ammo and shit like that. And the whole repair system was a little bit better. It was bigger. It was an improved version of Fallout 3. I think it even used the same goddamn engine. But I loved. There wasn't a Fallout game I didn't love. Even the shitty top-down shooter that came out on PS2 and Xbox back in like 2004, that was just god-awful. But Devin Townsend did the soundtrack for it, and like a lot of the music. So that alone makes it. The fact that Townsend did it,
yeah.
like old school kill switch engage on it and stuff.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. New Vegas was good. The one qualm that I have with it is the fact that like the reputation between factions, like it was a real gray line there. I couldn't really tell like what actions would get me, like aside from like a few like hard things that were in the game that were like obviously like if you kill somebody of the other faction you're gonna lose reputation with them. Like aside from like some things like that, there was a pretty gray line there. and that was really my one issue with it. Other than that, I really enjoyed it.
There could be instances where you were just you walk down the street or something, you get shot at, and you fucking defend yourself, and all of a sudden, like, this one faction fucking loves you, and this other one's like, no, you're
What? Fuck
we're gonna
you!
shoot you on sight, yeah.
Fuck you! Yeah, exactly.
And you just be getting shot at, and you're like, well, fuck them, and then all of a sudden you're kind of fucked, especially if like you're in the middle of a quest line with said faction. Yeah, that could be a problem.
So
what are you guys talking about? New Vegas? Though?
Yeah.
That's the one I haven't played.
You haven't? Oh, okay. Yeah, you should pick that up on PC, bro. Just for the mods alone, the Fallout 3 mods are great.
Yeah, dude, Space Marine mods. Everyone's just a Space
They're
Marine.
fucking great. They're fucking fantastic. Everything about them is just, oh god. That for that reason alone, that's like my favorite one in the entire
I really
series.
wish that Steam would implement Workshop in New Vegas and then port over 3 to Steam Works and implement Workshop. Just because it would make modding. I don't know. I'm very lazy with mods. Like, if it's on Workshop, you hit a button and you're done. Otherwise, you have to like download a client for something, and then you have to download the mod. You have to make sure the versions match up. It's
I don't know, dude. Like, honestly, that mod site like makes it so fucking easy.
Nexus Mods is Nexus Mods.
Yeah, Nexus Mods makes it so fucking easy to do. It's really not hard.
It was hard years ago when I first wanted to do it, and I don't know. I guess I really haven't given it a fair shot since. But it's just with the rise of Steam Workshop, I just haven't had to. Honestly,
they have the full client that you can download, the Fallout mod manager.
Oh yeah, like I have it downloaded, and I have like some Skyrim mods downloaded from Nexus that aren't on Workshop. I'm just a lazy asshole about it. As with many other aspects in my life, I'm a lazy asshole with mods.
See, for me, I don't mind it at all for those games because the layout of Nexus mods is so easy to use. It's so intuitive. It's like, it's not hard at all to get mods going on it. So yeah, it's like that's one of the few games on the face of the earth that I don't mind.
Well, you also have to keep in mind the mods conflicting with certain other mods that like.
And you have to install them like in a certain order.
Yeah, like usually the page you download the mod from will have.
You just read.
It usually will have that info, but sometimes it'll just fuck up on you. Like I lost a 12-hour Skyrim save, something like that, because the mod fucked up, and my autosave fucked up because the mod fucked up, and I basically lost at like 5 hours of gameplay, and I was just like, I'm done. I was frustrated. I was like, no, fuck that. I'll just start a new one. I don't care. So. It's more just shit conflicting with the actual game, too, which doesn't really... everything I've downloaded on Steam Workshop never happened like that, never conflicted with anything like that, so... There's also that. But yes, Nexus Mods is very easy, and it's not just Fallout. You know, it's Fallout, it's Skyrim, it's other shit I can't remember off the top of my head.
Bethesda game.
Yeah, every Bethesda game, pretty much. Going back to, like, Morrowind.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard of Lover's Lab?
Yeah.
It's a mod website.
Yes.
Sick fucks.
Mother Christ.
Sick fucks.
It's like, if you want to know mods, that's where you go.
Yeah.
They added like rape to the game.
Yes.
And then there's mods that like, was it like pregnancy, something like pregnancy. Yeah, like, you know, just stating the thing and popping it out like a month later, same time.
Because that's what you need in Fallout. And
Need that immersion, dog.
That's
I beg the hooker. I want to see her pop out a baby.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man.
9 months
Everyone
later.
always says that, like, you know, that's one thing they like applaud about like Game of Thrones and that like universe is that it's like so like this is like scary, realistic, and like this is exactly how it would work out.
It's
So
not
like if you want
realistic,
that into your like game.
Everybody's just running around sleeping with each other. That's just
Dark
one
and
massive
dark.
Apparently
incest
everyone's running
film.
around like raping each other.
Yeah, dude. Like, there's no respect for each other's sexual
There's dark
boundaries.
as anything goes.
I get what you're saying though. But yeah, Lover's Lab. That's a dark and wonderful place.
That's wonderful. I know nothing about it, but just by its name and the reaction you two brought about when it was brought about, just, no, I want nothing to do with it.
You want everything to do with it, too.
Probably. But I won't not a fool.
Oh man, it's a deep dark hole that you just you just can't pull yourself out of for a good 30 or 40 hours. You emerge just crying and so ashamed of yourself.
That shame sweat just covering your face. It's the sweat that's only
Getting back
brought
to
about by
Fallout, I guess my history with Fallout is I started with Fallout 3 after Tim, pretty much sold me on the game after explaining
Buy
all
my
the cool stuff
book.
about it. And then, I played it while we were in party chat on 360, and he would explain every little minute piece of lore. Like, hey, I just ran across this. He's like, well, actually, that's from the second game when you do blah blah blah. Yes. He speaks the
Fallout's
true
definitely.
truth.
It's my favorite franchise. I know just about every.
Have you read the handbook?
The original Vault Boy handbook that came with the game?
No. That
oh, the digital thing. Years ago I browsed
the thing's
through it.
really long.
Yeah.
Because I got it when I picked Fallout up on GMG GOG. And I was like, I'm gonna read through this. This is gonna be awesome. And then I realized it was like 80, 90 pages. I was like, I'll get around to it eventually.
No, I still have my original Fallout or Vault Boy handbook that came with the original game, and it's one of my most prized possessions. It's about that. It's about 100 pages. It's just a little notebook, and it's just explains all the Fallout lore and stupid shit and yada
Dude,
yada
I bet
yada.
that's worth something.
Yeah, well, I'm never never parting with it.
No. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying. I bet that's
it is worth something.
A collector's item.
Yeah, very one of my most prized possessions. Let's Jesus, we've been talking about Fallout for a while. Let's move on to quick tidbit. Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a game I think we all have different opinions on. WB bought it out, apparently, their franchise or whatever, and they're planning to make a movie on it.
They needed to do that with Outlast.
That would smut theaters would only be able to carry that movie, though.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Guy fapping in the corner. Another guy just scared shitless. Be a
just
interesting audience to see.
It'd be a great movie, man. Just absolutely
Personally,
fantastic. Get Eli Roth behind it. Just have that douchebag direct. That would be great.
Have that douchebag direct.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's, kind of just a dumb jump scare game. I can't really see a whole. I'm not a fan of it. I just think it's a dumb jump scare game. I think Jose is okay with the premise of it, and I think you are too, Palmer.
Yeah.
But the idea of a motion picture behind it, just I don't know. I don't see that going on.
They made Battleship a movie. I don't know if that's really surprising.
Exactly. How received was Battleship the movie?
Yeah. The fact that it had fucking Liam Neeson in it too was just I just don't understand to this fucking day. How do you go from starring in Taken to the Battleship?
Well, don't bring up Taken like it's this marvelous masterpiece.
It's a good movie, though.
That movie was fucking dumb.
It's a good movie.
All right, next time you watch that movie, watch his daughter run. That's all you have to do. Just watch the way his daughter runs.
Tim just loves ruining films that
I
think
do.
are good.
It's fantastic. Just watch the way that
he
Goofy
points
bitch runs.
He just points one thing
You
out
won't
to
be
me,
able to
and then
unsee it.
That's
Just look
it.
at the way she
I
runs.
can't. That's it.
Autism
That's
autism
it.
I'm
everywhere.
trying to remember why you would feel this way.
This fucking stupid soy sauce hair dye bullshit that he's got going on. Just not having it. Not having it. Why am I talking? What are we? Okay. Fuck Five Nights at Freddy's. The movie, not so much the game. I'm honestly surprised how much people like Five Nights at Freddy's because it really is just a dumb jump scare game. But it's pretty well received. Like all the Steam pages have
People love it,
positive
man.
or very positive reviews. So,
Yeah.
and this is going on. They're on their third game now. So, I don't know. Just
The developers are.
They or he?
I
don't
think no. I'm pretty
think,
sure it's a
like-
development team at this point. I'd imagine so. Just the fact that they've put out 3 games in under the span of
I
a year.
just like the
that
fact
part
that
is
it's
just
like
unbelievable to me.
perfect. It's
Unbelievable.
perfect for YouTubers. Like I've never played the games. I've only watched PewDiePie and every other asshole on YouTube play it. So I've practically played it, and it's just fun watching their reactions and kind of experiencing a bit of that jump scare stuff. So quit hating.
There's
Dog.
other games that you can do that. Alien Isolation, Outlast, anything else, basically.
No one's
But
saying
you know what? To each his own.
that's
To each his
that's
own.
true. Those games exist. That's not the point. It's another awesome, fun jump scare game.
Yeah, I just want some substance behind my jump scare games. That's all I'm saying. That's so much to ask for, Jose.
There's really not a lot
Well,
of
you got
substance to
something there.
really any jump scare game. Let's face facts.
Well, I mean, if you boil it down, fucking
It's no Ju-on The Grudge on the Wii,
gave up the
but
century.
it'll do.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting that they picked that franchise to make a movie out of. I have no idea where the hell they're gonna go with that, or like what they're gonna attempt to do. My thing is, this is the way that I'm thinking about it. They're gonna get to like the initial fucking like pre-production phases of this film, and then it's just gonna get cut down, and then it's gonna turn into a concept for another film that's gonna take place in some mannequin house somewhere
In the future.
in the future.
In the past, in the future.
Yeah, that's I
Thousands of years.
watch. It's gonna happen. I'll bet a burrito on it.
I can't wait for the crossover with like Mortal
The
Kombat.
cat or the food?
No, the food. I will buy somebody a burrito. I don't know,
Dude,
from Chipotle or
Freddy-
Qdoba, and mail
Freddy
it to you
Fazbear
wherever
from like
you
Mortal
want.
Kombat X DLC. What the fuck?
What was
Be
that,
awesome.
Jose?
No, I was just thinking since WB bought the rights to this franchise, I just think it would be awesome if like Freddy shows up in Mortal Kombat as DLC or like other things.
Freddy's.
Because
You mean Freddy Krueger?
no, like
that's
Freddy
the
of whatever that.
automatic automatron. What the fuck are those things called? God damn it! Automated something or others. The things that pop up and jump scare you. He was
Automatic
that. And
physical.
honestly, considering the fucking lineup of characters Mortal Kombat has, it would not surprise me if that was the case. Like,
Not at all. Not
at
in
all.
the least. Not in the least. I would be surprised if it didn't happen. But they already announced all the DLC. I
Oh,
believe.
Palmer. You're never done announcing DLC, dog.
Yeah, I guess it's true. The first phase of the DLC has been announced at least.
Season 1, bro.
God, I hope so. Dude, I don't know. I love Mortal Kombat, dude. I'll keep paying for that. Well,
Yeah, I
dude,
mean, nothing wrong with DLC if it's done properly, hopefully. But if it's a franchise you love, fuck it, do it.
You want to touch on
What?
that JPEG you linked us earlier?
Oh,
Speaking
Dead or
of
Alive.
DLC,
Yeah, speaking of DLC, Dead or Alive 5 now has what was it, $120 worth of DLC. I think those both came out on the same day too.
somebody
fucking-
already released nude mods. Nobody gives a fuck anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're really cracking down on modders and stuff because they want to sell this fucking DLC. So they're really trying to crack down on mods and shit. But new DLC popped up like day 2 when that game went live on
Not
PC.
not even. That was like same day. Like, granted, from what I've read on PC Gamer, it was it's only like 3 characters so far, but they already got hit with like a cease and desist. But yeah, I don't know. They're probably still gonna do it. Fuck it.
Oh, yeah.
there's no way they won't. Like,
It's PC gaming. Like mods are a thing, man. You have to accept this in this day and age.
yeah, don't get mad. Just accept. Just accept that it's an
What
inevitable.
you should do is embrace it and like let the mod community grow,
Yeah,
and
have
then
fun
maybe
with it.
somehow incorporate that into your own game and sell that as DLC and pay the modders,
Yeah.
like Tripwire did.
I'm sure nude mod DLC will
Well, yeah,
fly
maybe
real
not
well with
nude
Steam.
mod DLC.
Does it
Might
count
be a
if they
bit
wear
extreme.
pasties?
Dude, pasties are pasties. It's no longer nude.
so there's
Oh,
only
man.
2 pieces of DLC. Each one is 50 something
Yeah.
Really?
and 60 something. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think their packages of shit from consoles.
Oh,
I
just
think
like
consoles,
okay.
they release
Yeah, yeah.
$5 shit, and then they grouped it all together.
Mhm. Well, I don't know. I get it. It's a fighting game. Why are people surprised by this anymore? I don't understand. Did Marvel or Capcom end up having almost $100 worth of DLC by the time it was all finished?
No, actually, they did 4 DLC characters, and I think they were like $10 a pop or something stupid like that. And then they re-released the game.
But they had skin packs too.
They did have skin packs. I honestly don't think there were that many though, because I got most of them, and I don't remember dropping a shitload of cash on that game.
I don't know.
Street Fighter was the worst. Street Fighter was the one that had a dozen skin packs for the fucking 6 variations of the game that came out over like 5 years. That was probably the worst offender in this particular instance.
People love it though, man. Street Fighter. Just because of that name alone, people will buy it. And
Yeah.
that and because of the competitive fighting community behind Street Fighter. That's total fucking off-topic thing, but I really hope that Mortal Kombat ends up being a competent fighter aside from just being like the bloody gory mess that it's always been known for. MK9 did a really good job. They treaded that line. It wasn't, there were still things that were pretty like actually overpowered about certain move sets, and there were some things that weren't balanced very well, but NetherRealm seemed to have gotten a lot of those issues fixed when they released what the hell's the name of the PC game? On tip
oh, Injustice.
Yeah, Injustice. When they released Injustice, so I mean, they came closer to hitting that like competitive stride. So I'm really hoping MKX is just like right there, because it would be really interesting to see a competitive scene start to emerge out of the Mortal Kombat fighting universe. That would be really cool to see. Just because it's always so much more satisfying if you just have a fatality at the end when the fights are over.
Honestly, just given the hype behind the game, I don't see it not having that type of thing. Like even Killer Instinct has a fucking decent. Even that has a community behind it. Marvel vs. Capcom still does. Street Fighter still does. Street Fighter really fucking does. Like, it's probably the biggest of any fighting game would be Street Fighter, at least. Shit, I've seen it over Twitch and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Smash Brothers all the way.
Smash Brothers actually absolutely does. A lot of fighting games do now.
Yeah, that is also true too. What else we have on tap?
Last bit of news. We brought up WoW or World of Warcraft, introducing a token currency system which you can use to pay for subscription fees with in-game gold. At launch, the $20 token was initially valued at 30,000 gold. But within the first few hours of release, it dipped down about a quarter of that, around 22,000. And apparently, it's still going down from what I'm perusing on Reddit. I don't know, just an interesting little tidbit, because Blizzard said from day one that they want this to be a player-driven economic thing. Like, they don't want to have it as a set value. They kind of want it to fluctuate with the market, and right now the market's saying it's cheaper. So it'll be kind of interesting to see if Blizzard just kind of lets this happen, or maybe it'll, after a week or two, it'll kind of balance out, or maybe Blizzard will just be like, fuck it, we're gonna set this how much gold is how much you need. You have to grind all the dailies, faggots. I can see them doing that because they're fucking Blizzard.
Yeah. Well,
But it's just an interesting little tidbit, because despite fucking World of Warcraft being fucking World of Warcraft, it's still a massively huge game. Don't know why, but it is.
I don't know. People love it, man. Like they took what hooked the first 100,000, 300,000 people and made it simpler, so only more people could play it. And I don't know. It turned off the hardcore audience, but they managed to pull in a sea of people that just won't stop playing that game.
Filthy casuals.
Honestly, it's still far from a casual game. Bottom line is, like, if you want to do a lot of the end game stuff, you're grinding rep and you're doing all sorts of other shit, and there's always something to do in the World of Warcraft. Go back to Azeroth.
Kill boars. That's all I care about.
Go back to Azeroth.
All right. So the tokens, they go for $20, right?
Yeah.
Right now, on the top 6 trusted WoW Gold seller websites, it ranges from $13.99 to $17.69 for 20,000 gold. So right now, the price for a token is 20,000. So it would have to drop another, right? So it would have to drop another, like, what, quarter, a third? So, like, it could compete with these, like, WoW Gold sellers. So it's in Blizzard's best interest for the price to go even lower. That way other people just spend money on tokens and not on these, like, MMO gold sellers. So, like, it's a win-win for them that gets perfect. It's in the news, and, like, it doesn't matter. Either way, if it goes way low to compete with these gold sellers, like, they'll capture that market too.
I think the bottom line for World of Warcraft is, like, honestly, how much longer can they go on supporting that game? Like, there's
a fucking while.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong; it's not going anywhere for probably another, like, fucking at least 7-8 years. But they've got to be getting to the point where they're going to be a little more willing to let the subscriptions slide if they can keep the player base there, because there's so much other stuff they can make money off of. They have like a microtransaction system now. They sell mounts, they sell all sorts of other shit. So I mean, honestly, it's a way for them to kind of make the game a little cheaper to play and hopefully get more money from other things. Without going free to play, because I think that's the one MMO that's going to be too fucking stubborn to ever go free to play. It's never going to happen. That game, just on name alone, will never go free to play.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a way of them saying, okay, well, the game is free to play without it really being free to play, you know, because they can just get so many other people in the door now. And once people learn how to exploit the system and really learn how to use it, then yeah, there's going to be no real problem for people to be able to play this game for what is essentially free. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, if it's an interesting take, it's a unique system. You've got to give it that much, regardless of your opinion on Blizzard or how they handle things. You've got to give it to them on the fact that is very unique. So it gives players that option, I guess, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can definitely take advantage of it. I mean, I'm going to make the point that I made the last time we talked about this. The people that play World of Warcraft still very regularly are going to have the gold to be able to buy one of those every month, like, without having to pay, you know. So it's interesting what they're doing with it. I'd like to see them really stick to their guns, though, and not get involved with this. That's my one concern, is that eventually that prices are going to get too low and Blizzard's just going to be like, no, we have to step in and regulate this now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. But back to my initial point, yeah, they've got to be ready to like kind of rev down the engines on the first World of Warcraft and at least be at a point where they're starting to talk about an entirely new one. I mean, like I said, I don't think we're going to see it anytime soon, but mainly just for the fact that it's fucking Blizzard. It takes them even if they announced it now, it would still take 6 years to come out.
I could also see them doing something where they just kind of completely replace the game but keep the name same. Just like replace the engine, redo it all in a more modern, and make it look a little fucking nicer, basically. But I could see them.
They kind of did that with this last expansion. They upgraded a lot of the textures.
They've done that a few times over the years. I could just see them doing a major overhaul like that and just keeping the name same instead of just launching, World of Warcraft 2.
Maybe. Honestly, I just want them
because
to
if
Warcraft
one
4.
fucking MMO could do that, it would be World of fucking Warcraft.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, if it would be awesome, honestly, if they could do a total overhaul of that system and then figure out a way to allow players to transfer their character data over.
Yeah, I just assume if they were to do some type of thing like that, you would be able to move all your shit over to that and keep your progress. And
maybe there's got to be some sort of incentive there, I guess, when they do finally switch over to a new one. But yeah, I don't know. Token system's going to be a token system. We'll see what happens with it.
All right, well, we're wrapping up here. I will throw it to chat. If you guys want us to talk about any particular subject or issue, feel free to ask us to talk about any particular subject or issue. I'll give you guys a minute to let the stream catch up and let them see if they want to ask us anything. Otherwise, I think we're about done, boys.
Are we tapping out already?
Well, we do an hour.
I would like to bring up that Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero was the best Mortal Kombat game ever.
Mythology Sub-Zero.
I remember that. That was on 64, right?
Yeah, like PlayStation.
I remember that. That was like the side-scroller Mortal Kombat game.
RPG
Yeah.
Sub-Zero game.
That was actually
yeah.
not
Was
bad.
it like Shaolin Monk or something? Was another like RPG one they did?
I don't know, maybe.
I liked Armageddon the best just because it had every fucking character ever, and you could make your own character, and it was delicious. And the opening movie had like more than half of the characters in the series getting killed. So
And like Zombie Liu Kang.
Yeah, Zombie Liu Kang.
Zombie Liu Kang.
That's the best.
I am like really excited for that game when it comes out. I'm 100% in on that. That's going to be a lot of fun to sit down and play again. I'll definitely be streaming that too when that comes out.
I think it's out next week, isn't it?
Yep, Tuesday.
Is it coming out the same day as GTA?
It is.
Well, I guess that's a big enough title where,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, a lot. Honestly, they're mainly looking at console audience, I would imagine, with Mortal Kombat game, and they don't have GTA to compete with a console audience.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
Although I do like that they're releasing it same time as PC. Did they? I don't think they released the last Mortal Kombat on launch. Did they?
No,
Consoles?
I don't believe they did.
I think they waited till
They
the
staggered.
complete edition came out and then
Yeah.
they released that. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, but I do like the fact that they're releasing it straight out on PC, and they've come out and said multiple times that they're going to be very supportive of the PC community. So, good on them for that. Honestly, I'm I'm really excited. I hope the multiplayer plays better than MK9 though. I really do, because that got pretty laggy at times.
I don't remember having an issue with last Mortal Kombat.
I had a couple of them. Like, sometimes it wasn't really that noticeable. It was just like a slight delay, but that's more than enough in a fighting game. Like, especially if you're trying to like block stuff and whatnot accurately. Sometimes the latency is an issue. No, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. Injustice was a hell of a lot better in terms of multiplayer and that kind of thing.
I think I played more Injustice online than I did Mortal Kombat 9, just because I was a little late to the party on Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah. Yeah, because you didn't pick that up until like a year ago?
I got it on PC about a year or so ago, but I got
Yeah.
it on console like a year or so after it came out, and I mainly just fucked around with the single player.
Yeah, there was a really fun campaign in that game actually.
It had a lot of like that graveyard thing.
Yeah,
all that
dude.
unlockable shit. I really like that a lot.
Yeah, that was great. I believe they're doing a similar system in this one. So, because I know they said you have to unlock like in MK9 you have to unlock characters' other fatalities, and brutalities and stuff. So it'll be interesting going through all those. I also am really excited that they brought back brutalities because that's fucking great. They never should have done away with those. Those things were incredible, man.
Babalities are bust.
Yeah,
Friendships.
fucking babalities, man.
Demand the
Just found
friendships.
an article on Kotaku from today that shows Mortal Kombat X Fatality, which is a friendship where like AC Cage,
Yeah,
any relation to
Johnny
Johnny
Cage.
Cage?
It's his
I'd
daughter.
imagine so.
It's his daughter.
Like she takes a selfie like for her like fatality with like the dead body of the person she just beat. the
Oh
shit
yeah,
out
she
of.
like breaks off the jaw of someone
That's
and takes a selfie. As far as over the top stupid goes, Mortal Kombat
Nails it every single time.
it's gonna have that in fucking spades.
Yeah. So do we have anybody from chat chime in?
No.
No?
Looks like all of our chatter interaction is gone. Some guy asking for a follow, so fuck that guy. That's where I'm at.
Who is it? I'm following him.
No, never. All right. Well, this has been the 11th. Yeah, this has been the 11th edition of the Dark Mushroom Media Cast. You can follow all of us on our individual streams, which are both in the video you are watching and linked below in our info. We do this Monday and Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. So next one we are doing is 10 p.m. Monday night, I believe.
Sure is.
Yeah. I don't know if one of us had an issue. No, yeah. We'll be live Monday, basically, is what I'm getting at. I'm Tim. With me has been Palmer. And Jose. And I was expecting you to, I don't know. I for some reason, I just thought we were introing this. I just had like I'm losing my mind is what I'm getting at. I thought we were just
definitely.
starting this and not ending it.
Well, drugs, Tim.
Drugs. Psychedelic drugs will fuck you up, kids.
Yeah.
Don't do those for
Don't
years
do
on end and melt your brain.
Yeah.
Lead to problems.
You'll turn into that guy right there.
Yeah, you don't want that. All right, well, we are donezo, and we will see you all Monday, and we wish you all well and have a pleasant weekend and such.
Thanks. Take care, everybody.
Peace.